I've turned my oven on to get it preheated to 350 degrees. I have a 9" by 5" bread loaf pan here that I have greased and floured. I'm just going to set this off to the side. And in this bowl here, I have 1½ cups of flour. I'm going to add in 1 cup of sugar and a ½ teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I'm just going to give this a stir to mix it. In this bowl here, I've got 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to add in 3 eggs to this. I'm also going to add in the zest of 1 lemon. And with that same lemon, I'm going to add the juice of said lemon. And the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon, which I got enough out of 1/2 of the lemon. So I'm just going to whisk this together, and then I'm going to get that out of the way, get my dry ingredients here, and I'm going to add the wet into the dry. Be sure and get all that goodness out of the bowl. And you're just going to stir this together until it just comes together. You do not want to overmix this. And then I'm going to pour this into my prepared pan here. I'm getting all that goodness out of the bowl into your loaf pan. And I'm going to put this into my preheated oven for 50 to 60 minutes, the recipe calls for. Alright, so I have baked this for a total of 50 minutes in my oven, and I took it out and I let it cool for about 10 minutes, and then I ran a knife around the outside. And while that was cooling, I also made up this little mixture. It is 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of water. I put this into a jar and put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds, just until it came to a boil and the syrup was clear. And then I added a ½ teaspoon of lemon extract to that. The recipe says to do it on the stovetop. I find it easier just to do it in the microwave. So I'm going to take this loaf now and I'm going to turn it out of the pan here just to make sure that it actually comes out okay. And I'm just going to flip it around and put it right back into the pan. If you want to do this on a wire rack, you can. I just find it easier to dirty one pan and be done with it. Then I'm going to take a skewer here. You can also use a chopstick, and I'm going to start with a pokey end. I'm going to put a series of holes in this, and you want to put quite a few holes in there, but not so much that it turns into a bunch of crumbs. And then I'm going to take this syrup here. I'm going to slowly spoon it over the top and kind of let it run down into those holes. I'm going to get the last of the syrup in here on top, and then I'm just going to set this off to the side and get started on the frosting. For the icing, I've got 1 cup of powdered sugar here. I'm going to add in 1½ tablespoons of milk, and I'm going to whisk this together. And before I get going too far, I'm also going to add in ½ teaspoon of lemon extract to that. Now I'm going to mix it. And you just want to mix it until it comes into, or mixes together into a thin icing like that. And then I'm going to set this off to the side. And I've just got a plate here. I'm going to turn out my loaf here, place this onto my plate just like that. Plate's a little small, but it's what I got to work with. And then I'm going to take this icing and I'm just going to drizzle it right over top and let it kind of run down the sides on its own. And once you get all that icing on there, just go ahead and let it set up for a few minutes before you slice into it. And there you have it, iced lemon cake, or iced lemon bread. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks so much for watching.